Mexican music. We even had Mexican-American Chicano speakers. The next year, they gave us 30 minutes. The year after that, we got the full lunch hour. It was 1970, the year the UFW came to Salinas. I was working with a Mayo club when they hooked me up with some really influential mentors, like this investigator for the California Rural Legal Assistance, Manuel Olivas. Manuel at the time had been working with Maurice Jourdain. He was an attorney. And one of the first assignments he gave me, because I was 15 and I had a car, was,
Phillip, I would like you to go to these fields and take picture of the field workers, please.
Now, I didn't know what it was for or what it was about until...
Your Honor, I would like to present these photos as evidence in the use of the shorthand hoe, a direct violation of the court's injunction.
I had other interests formulating that year, though, like cruising. We cruised Market Street, the fruit stand on Madera, and Closter Park. It was our Saturday night gig. One night, as I was getting my ride ready to go out, I get a call from Manuel.
Phillip, I need you to come to the office right now.
Man, but I'm getting ready to go out.
No, I need you here now.
All right. As I'm making my way over to this office on Cayuga Street, right across the street from the Salinas City Jail, I see Manuel, and he invites me in.
Phillip, come in.
Sure, please, sit here. Wait, please.
All right.
I'm in this big Victorian home with these sliding doors, and I'm looking right out the window, and I see all these cars drive up, and these vatos that start rolling out of these cars, like a bunch of them. I see this one big dude with dark shades and a big brown coat and a mean-looking police guard. And then suddenly, all those vatos start rolling right through that sliding door. And in they come with all these rolls of paper, right? And I'm like, what the hell? Check this out. In this crowd of men, I see one of the greatest organizers in the U.S., Marshall Gans. And right there, right next to him, was the UFW co-founder and vice president, Dolores Huerta. And right in that crowd of men, I see the United Farm Workers Union president himself, Cesar Chavez. When I saw that day, I will never forget it. They were planning the big lettuce battle. They were planning the march into Salinas.
Phillip, come here, please. I'd like to introduce you to somebody. Cesar, this is one of the kids that I was talking to you about.
Cesar Chavez? Oh my goodness, oh wow. I'm sorry, it's the, thank you so much for coming and being here with us and supporting us like this. Thank you so much.
Dolores, this is Phillip Tabera.
Hola, señora Huerta. Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros here in Salinas. From that moment on, whatever they wanted, whatever they needed, I would do for them. Not just for me, but for everybody involved in this farm worker movement. I mean, that summer, tens of thousands of people came from all over the state of California, all over the country, to march in Salinas. First, they take over Sherwood Elementary School, right next door to the UFW office. And then, Hartnell Community College. All of these people, tens of thousands of them. It was incredible. Everybody coming together to hear Cesar's simple message of unity. It was beautiful. But there were people who thought otherwise. Like the Teamsters, who brought in their goons to patrol the east side. And the growers that filed an injunction of their own to prevent the strike. But when Cesar was arrested, that brought more attention to our cause. Right outside of the Salinas City Jail, there were marchers marching up and down in support, right? There was an altar where prayers were given. I got to meet two of Cesar's visitors. Mrs. Ethel Kennedy, the widow of Bobby Kennedy, and Mrs. Coretta Scott King, the widow of Dr. Martin Luther King. Hey. For Cinco de Mayo, our biggest parade ever, we brought in students from every single Latino club in the area to come out and work. We were managing 5,000 people on both sides of Market Street, 4 to 5 people deep. The funds we raised were used to keep the CEP Center open, the Cultural Enrichment Program, where we ran programs in music, dance, art, and photography. It was always community-oriented. And my homeboy, David Nuñez, was a big help in all of that. You know him, right? David Nuñez? Did you ever hear of LOWRIDER Magazine?
I tell you, homeboy, these ramflas, man.
Oh, you chingon, bro. And your photographs are pretty chingon too, what's it?
Well, you know.
Well, no, en serio, Holmes. The world should recognize such beauty.
Well, I'm part of an operation that makes it happen, Holmes.
Well, hey, well then, what are you talking about, bro? What is this?
I've been working with a team of top-notch professionals.
En serio?
Simón,
In what?
with this.
LOWRIDER Magazine?
Simón,
Who's working on this?
well, you know. Mija! Yeah, man. You almost done with that first stack, Mija? Almost. Thanks, Mija. Daddy loves you. Love you too, Dad. Child labor.
Órale.
Hey, so what's up with the Cinco de Mayo parade, carnal?
Oh, man. We got, it's gonna be the biggest ever, bro.
Still gotta meet up with the clicas, all right?
Oh, Simón, man. We gotta make sure no pedo goes down.
Could you imagine that? Raza fighting raza on Cinco de Mayo?
Oh, man, we can't afford it.
But we could afford to throw them a little powwow barbacoa, que no?
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Serve some carne asada, serve some chelas.
Should get them to relax a little bit. But we can't do it here at the center.
Oh, no, man. It's too hot around here. More like somewhere on the north side.
Off the radar.
You know it.
Look, this is what we're going to be doing. But we want to do it with your Vatos cooperation. The cops, man, they're going to be doing the best to try to shut us down. And they're already charging us with chingadera and media. But man, we're going to have people from all over. Right here in East Salinas. So we want you Vatos to back us up.
¿Y qué es lo que quieren de nosotros, man?
A truce. For how long, Holmes? From Thursday night at 2 o'clock till Monday morning at 2 o'clock.
All right. For you vatos solamente.
Only because we know what you do, Holmes. We had a 2.5 mile long line of lowriders from all over right here in East Salinas. For those Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, all the motels and hotels were booked. Gas stations, stores, restaurants recorded a record number amount of profits. And not one single incident. No fighting, no pedo, no nothing. At least not until 2 o'clock on Monday morning when you heard. The city started coming down on us after that. The center shut down. Cultural events on the east side began to take more of a regulated route. But we all kept doing our thing. Oh, and Lowrider Magazine, that kind of got a little complicated. Turned into something else, but whatever. Still had a lot of fun, though. Took a lot of pictures. Met all kinds of famous people, too. Como el super bad James Brown, Rosie and the Originals, the list goes on. It was all good, lowriding con la familia también. Real peaceful, too, until...
What you playing, Holmes?
Nothing, man.
Yeah. Where you from, I said?
Salinas.
What, they don't got this shit up there?
Nah, brother.
Oh, yeah, well, mark my words, I said. 10 years. 10 years and it'll be in your backyard.
that was the late 70s.
So that's how they got down in the 70s?
And David Nuñez's contribution will be more than we'll ever imagine.
Damn, that's crazy, bro. Homeboy was all up in the mix.
Put community first,
And
not material profits.
And his mission was never for recognition.
But his legacy will survive.
At least in our hearts and minds.
Because when folks look back at that day,
Some are very quick to say that
everything's changed. After Cesar Chavez helped reign,
In a self-determined raza,
a bunch of Okies had to
pack up and leave.
Llegaron las ochentas.
and in came the greed.
Pásale, greed. Come on in.
You see, making stuff in this country
Used to be our job.
That turned into retail.
and semi-skilled service.
Pero cuando votaron la gente,
The controllers got nervous.
Voters adopt district elections.
Nay! Simon Salinas City Council member
In a whole new direction.
That was far from an end.
Because what was about to begin
rompió the community.
But in Anglo constituents, se llama
Democracy!
At least that's what we've learned.
From OG Representante,
Nay, David Gomez Serena.
working a lifetime ofrenda.
And at the end of the day,
reconocemos the effort of an Alisal son.
Working through all the drama.
and what had begun,
Con Jesse G. Sanchez,
East Side Revolution.
and then came the 90s,
and we were all on the run.